Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Stats and Chats. I'm Jason.
And I'm Bella. This week, we'll be giving an NFL draft preview, NBA versus NHL takeaways, and predictions. So, bing, bang, boom. Let's get started.
All right. All right. It is Wednesday. The NBA and NHL are getting ready to rock and roll. And we got a little thing called the NFL draft just a little over a week away, which I'm pretty damn excited about. What'd you think of the Cubs game?
It was fun.
Biggest takeaways?
The ABS system is really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool. I thought it was exciting. I thought it was quick. And I thought it made a difference, and it kind of kept everybody even more engaged in a way.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah. What'd you think of Fergs?
It was fun. And it was like cool. The environment was cool.
What specifically?
I don't know. Just like all of it combined.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of Cubs fans there, so
there were a lot of Cubs fans.
Yeah, there's like no Tampa fans.
I mean, there were some, but there were, at least where we were. The place is huge.
No, we walked through the whole thing. There were like no Tampa fans there. Like a few, but not that many.
Yeah. I thought it was really cool. Some great pizza right across from where we were sitting. Yeah, I thought that was a lot of fun. And honestly, I thought the game, it's been a while since we've gone to a game, and I thought the pace of the game was actually really quick. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it was actually really fun to watch.
Yeah.
I like watching baseball a lot more in person.
Yeah.
Than like on a TV. It's really boring on TV. But like in person, it's fun.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then we had the Masters over the weekend. Got to watch a little bit together.
Yeah.
What'd you think of Rory?
Just insane.
Yeah.
He had such a lead, and then like he blew it, and then he came back. It's just insane.
It's one of the cool things about golf. You know, you talk about sports that can take a while to watch sometimes, but I think these majors really bring out some great rivalries, and especially leading up to Sunday. And then Sunday, like you knew with Rory going from 6 strokes up after the second round to such a close field after Saturday that Sunday was going to be special. Yeah. And it was special. And I'm not going to say, but I'm going to say we both picked Scheffler to win.
Okay. Actually,
yes.
I said if not Rory, then Scheffler.
Is that what you said?
That is what I said. You can roll back the clip.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, we might have to go find that. I thought you picked some others.
No. I did pick DeChambeau or Scheffler, but I said if not Rory.
Okay.
Rory was my first pick.
Was he really?
Yes.
So you picked Rory.
Roll back the clip.
All right.
But I said if not him, because like I feel like he was kind of like not the obvious choice, but one of the obvious choices.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Actually, you can roll it back.
6 up to 3 down to winning by 1. Scheffler at one point was 12 back.
Yeah. He caught up a lot.
And then came within 1. And really, yeah. Rory tried to give it away at the end. he hit a couple.
Yeah.
Way off the fairway. But he stuck with it, man.
Insane. I just like watching the par 3 contest.
I know. I didn't get to see that at all.
Cute.
His daughter, Poppy?
Yes. Yeah. She's so cute.
She was the star of the show.
For real.
She was the star at the end after he won.
Yeah.
Super cute.
No. They're all so cute. Like all the little babies. And their little matching, like.
Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was fun. That was
Yes.
fun. And a lot of exciting stuff on the horizon. So you want to dig into your topic of the week?
Yes. So I'm going to be looking at someone who I hope not everybody knows because that's why I'm talking about him. His name is Uar Bernard, and he's a football player. But he's from Nigeria, and he's entering the draft this year, hoping to get drafted. He's 6'4", 306 pounds. He has 6% body fat, which is not a lot. He has a 39-inch vertical jump, 10-foot, 10-inch broad jump, which is insane. And he has a 4.63 second 40-yard dash. So he's very athletic. Very, very, very athletic. Okay. And he trains as a defensive tackle. So he was recently seen in the NFL's HBCU and IPP showcase, which is similar to the combine, but it's specifically for members of the NFL's International Player Pathway Program and members of historically black colleges or universities. So all of these players come together and it's like their own little combine. So it's basically for people who might not have played at the best colleges, but still are hoping to get drafted, or people from other countries who entered the NFL's IPP program and are hoping to get drafted. And Bernard is one of them. So the IPP program was established in 2017 by the NFL, and it helps spread opportunity for people around the world to play football because it's not really in colleges or universities or anything like that. So it's hard to get into the NFL as someone from a different country. It provides a chance for, like I said, likely undrafted or free agents to showcase their skill at this showcase. So Bernard grew up in a little small village in Nigeria. He actually was playing basketball when he was noticed by a coach who told him that he should try American football. He was like, okay. So he went to a couple like training camps and stuff like that in Nigeria and Africa before being selected for the IPP program. So you have to participate in a bunch of smaller programs before you're allowed to basically come to the US and train for football. And he was picked. So he joined the IPP program in 2025, and he actually trains in Florida. Fun fact. And is hoping to get drafted this year. There are reportedly, based off of his stats, because, kind of freakishly athletic, around 8 teams are interested in drafting him, which is a lot considering he's never actually played like competitive football.
Yeah.
He just trains it. So, yeah, since he hasn't played at a professional or college level before, they're expecting it to take him like 3 years to really get into the game a little bit. And part of what they do at the IPP program is train like not only physically football, but also like mental football, because there's strategy to it and there's a lot of rules and there's a ton of different stuff that you need to be able to do. So they also train that, which I thought was kind of cool. They're not just training you how to play the game, but how to play it effectively and how to be better than other people in the mental aspect of the game. Yeah, his numbers really speak for themselves. He's expected to be picked on day 3 of the draft. So rounds 4 through 7 because of his talent, obviously. Yep. But yeah, I just thought it was really interesting because I'd never heard of the IPP program before. So yeah, it kind of made me wonder if there should be more emphasis on it or more investment in it so that other people can play football outside of the US.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a fascinating story. And I learned a lot when you said you were going to dig into our story. So, yeah, the NFL, I think, really smart to establish the IPP, which, as you noted, International Player Pathway. And I think they should absolutely be investing more in looking for players internationally, considering what their long-term goals are. At the end of the day, the NFL wants to be an international sport, right? They want it to be an international league. They want American football to be...
that's why they keep adding the programs.
That's right.
Not the programs, the games in other countries.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And it's more every year. Last year it was 7 international games. This year it'll be 8 international games. And then you talk about the flag football element that we've talked about in the past. So they are taking steps to get to that place where they're competing with leagues like the Premier League in soccer, right? To where they just continue to grow and grow and grow. So, yeah, I think you called out a couple of great details about the current situation and UR specifically. I think the reality is right now the talent pool is somewhat of a closed loop, right? Because it's really just the NCAA for the most part outside of this channel. So we know, and the NBA has kind of proven this out, right? And you can see more and more international players joining the NBA. I mean, there are amazing athletes all over the world, and there's very little the NFL is doing to find them and introduce them to the game. And the game really isn't played that much outside the U.S. So I think there are clear reasons. They want it to be a global brand. They only have been, really focused on U.S. athletes.
Yeah.
And even in the short time since the IPP has been established, there are already success stories in the NFL, like F.A. Obada or Jordan Mailata, both 2 international players from Nigeria, from Australia, that have come in and done a fantastic job, extremely successful in the NFL. Yeah. So I have a couple of ideas.
Okay.
You want to hear them?
Sure.
So I think a couple of things. If I was Roger Goodell, and listen, Roger, if you need any advice, I'm here. But if I was Roger Goodell, a couple of things I would do. One, I would mandate right now the IPP is a league program. I think it needs to be mandated as a team program, which means all 32 teams have scouts and systems specifically focused on looking for international players in different parts of the world, right? So I think that's one piece. I think eventually they should add roster spots onto the practice squads.
Yeah.
So add another spot or 2 and allocate that specifically for international players.
But they have to grow the program before they can do that.
Right. But once they start identifying and scouting and trying out, then that gap from never having played before to going to the NFL.
And then they can get that experience.
That's right. So mandate at least 1 additional practice squad spot just for international players. And then figure out, along with that, is there some way to include NCAA football in that pipeline so that there is an opportunity to bring them over and have them play
like
1
almost
year.
Give them that experience earlier.
Right.
So then they come into the NFL. Like,
no.
You always hear players coming to the NFL from college, and they say how fast the game is and how quick the game is. Now imagine them never even playing college football.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually really agree with that, because if they can find a way to do that, then they'll be able to make it less intimidating.
It's like some sort of bridge scholarship or something like that, where they play, they get a scholarship, they go play D1 football for a year.
Yeah.
And then
doesn't even have to be D1.
Not necessarily, but if you want something as close to NFL as possible, good place to be. And then I think eventually, once all 32 teams have their scouting teams and one section of the world that's theirs, maybe it actually evolves into that place where they play a game
in like
in that location.
Area. Yeah.
If not every year, maybe every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Well, and also make it so that the games are more spread out and not just like, okay, this one team is going to have this one game here.
Right.
Make it so, okay, this one team's going to go here. Then they might go here.
Yeah.
Then they'll come back to the U.S. and play home. And then they'll go out there and then like almost give them a home field in somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Which, like, there are a couple of NFL teams like Jacksonville is always traveling right now.
Yes.
You know, they've stayed overseas to play like back-to-back games in previous seasons. So, you know, I think that there's a lot. I think that there's a lot more that they can do and frankly should do if they want to achieve those long-term goals. But I think this is great. It's exciting. It's exciting for the sport. What about you?
I agree. No, I agree with pretty much everything you said. I definitely think they need to invest more into the programs if they want it to grow.
Yeah.
Like you said, if they want to hit their goals and they want it to be spread in other countries, the way you can do that is by including people from those countries in the game. And if you're not directly doing that, then people aren't going to be as interested.
That's right.
Like, people are interested in the US because you have three Florida teams. There are 3 teams in Florida.
That's right.
The Dolphins, the Jags, and the Bucks. So people are interested because they have teams located where they live and players from where they live playing. And if you don't have that, then one game abroad isn't going to make a difference.
Yep.
You know? So, yeah, I agree with everything you said, though.
Nice. Great minds.
Think alike.
There you go. All right. You ready to talk basketball and hockey?
Yeah.
You love hockey.
I like hockey.
You love hockey. You love hockey live.
Yeah. It's so
good. All right. Well, the playoffs are about to start for both.
Yes.
They start on the 18th for both the NBA and NHL. So, you know, I started thinking about different angles with these two leagues, and I landed on kind of a simple question. Which one is actually healthier right now? We know that more people watch the NBA than the NHL, but which league, as of today, is the healthier and trending in a better direction? Is it the NBA or NHL? So we are actually right in the middle of the NBA play-in tournament, which determines the last few teams that enter the NBA playoffs before the playoffs actually start. Last night was the first night. One incredible game, one good game, one incredible game. The first one, the Blazers beat the Suns 114-110. And then in the second one, the Hornets beat the Heat in an overtime thriller, which unfortunately Amazon was broadcasting and lost their feed right at the end of the game. But it was an amazing finish, and the Hornets move on and the Trailblazers move on. Tonight, you got the 76ers and Magic. This is a battle for the 7th seed in the East. The winner will face the Celtics. The loser will host Charlotte on Friday for the final playoff spot. And then you got the Clippers and the Warriors. I believe the Warriors are here. A little bit of a down year for them. It's an elimination game in the West. The winner advances to a do-or-die Friday against Phoenix, and the loser goes home. High drama. So that's what's going on with the NBA. Tying it all into the question, both leagues kick off their playoffs on the 18th. The NHL right now is surging kind of organically. So viewership is up between 15 and 39% across all platforms. The healthiest stat, arguably, the 2 to 17 demographic. A lot of 2-year-olds out there. They're watching close. Is up 58%. So they're capturing a younger, more diverse audience faster than any other league. That's pretty impressive. The Olympic bounce is real. So the men's gold medal game in February drew 18.6 million viewers on NBC. The post-Olympic top of funnel interest has actually held through the end of the NHL regular season, which is cool. Record-breaking regular season. The 2026 Stadium Series, which was in Tampa this year, and it was actually chilly. Remember that? It was like that's when all of our trees died. Drew over 2 million viewers, making it the most watched regular season game ever on cable. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Then you look at the NBA a little bit. So their financial versus the product health. While the critics call the numbers an illusion, the NBA is seeing an 18% viewership increase in the first year of their new media deal. Prime Video's debut season is averaging a little over 1.2 million viewers. So that's good. And their audience is nearly 8 years younger than linear TV. So the new deal, more games on streaming, younger viewers. So those are all wins, right?
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest challenges they have right now is some people, including people within their own league, don't see the games during the regular season as watchable. One of the coaches, Joe Mazzulla, doesn't even watch regular season games. And he's one of the coaches in the league because it's just not an enjoyable game to watch during the regular season. So I think that's tough, keeping the intensity in every individual game throughout an 82 game season, right? I think in a lot of ways the NBA is kind of hitching their wagon on some of their new younger players. Wembanyama is kind of the anchor right now. He's the poster child of kind of the new blood coming into the NBA. He's 22 years old. One of the league's biggest draws. The game that he played just last week, Knicks and Spurs, drew over 3.1 million viewers on Prime, which is incredible for a regular season game. And it's really due to him, but he hasn't been durable, right? So a lot of injuries. And so, you know, if they're hitching their wagon on a few specific players, then there's going to be challenges. So NHL is experiencing organic growth. They got a huge boost from the Olympics and Four Nation Face-Off last year. NBA is experiencing more financial growth than ever, but more challenges when it comes to really engaging and driving viewership during the regular season, especially. So what do you think? Which one's healthier, in your opinion?
NHL.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think they're healthier because people like the energy of the game. It doesn't matter if it's a regular season game. Doesn't matter if it's a playoff game. Doesn't matter. The energy is always there. You're on ice, on literal blades on your feet. Like, people are literally shoving themselves into the sides of the walls. Like, it's so fun to watch. And there's so much energy. It doesn't matter, like, what game it is, who's playing. It doesn't matter. So I think that drives people to watch the games. Whereas the NBA, I think they're struggling a little bit because the stars, it's become, like, in my opinion, a celebrity thing when it shouldn't be. You're there to play the game, not to be the face of it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the players and the way the league is really shaping itself is, okay, if you're a good player, then you're a star, then you're a celebrity.
Yeah.
And that's not what it should be.
Yeah.
Like, you look at football, besides for the Mannings and Tom Brady, you have a gazillion other really good players.
Right.
And they're not like, hey, I'm a celebrity. I mean, maybe you could say like Travis Kelce because he's dating Taylor Swift. But
right.
It's not the same kind of persona. And I think that's what's hurting the league in terms of overall viewership.
Yeah.
You have people that like that are like debating, okay, LeBron or blah, blah, blah. Like, you have the people that like doing that. But overall, you're not going to connect with most people because of celebrities.
Right.
They want to watch the game. If you're having people that are making drama or doing press things that they shouldn't be doing or making things a bigger deal than they are, starting beef, that's not a good look for the game. That's not their role. Their role isn't to do that. Their role is to play the game.
Right.
That's why you're paid. So I think that's hurting them a little bit. I mean, they're still seeing the viewership growth, which is good.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's sustainable long term. Because if you look back to like Michael Jordan, Kobe, like that was energy. That was grit. Like they went out there and they were going to do whatever they wanted to do to win.
Yeah.
Like that was why they were there.
Right.
Now it's like, I play in the NBA, but I'm just here with the gold chains. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a brand.
Like it's a brand. Like, and I think that's hurting them.
Yeah.
Because the people, like, yes, you have the 2 to 17-year-olds, and the people that are 15, 16, 17, they want that cool, like, oh my God, he has aura, like that kind of thing. But when you're looking at the majority of people, the people your age, the people mommy's age, they don't care about the brand.
Right.
They just want to watch the game.
They want to watch competition.
Yeah. And I think that's hurting them.
Yeah.
So I just don't think their viewership is sustainable long term. Whereas I think hockey's just gaining more people because people are like, oh, wait, this is really fun to watch. Why are they shoving each other into the door? Like, that's fun. So
yeah, I completely agree with you. I think it comes down to competition.
Yeah.
I think when people turn into sports, they want to see the best of the best compete with each other to win.
Yeah.
And I think the NBA in some ways got away from that a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think that they still have some just structural problems that they've got to overcome, right? Yeah. Up until the NHL, 75% of the league is still relevant and trying to get into the playoffs up until the last couple of weeks of the season. It's not that way in the NBA.
No.
And so I think the whole idea of either losing games to try to get a better spot for the draft next year, or players taking the night off earlier and earlier at the end of the season, either to lose the game or because it doesn't matter if they win the game or not, just to rest. And then you've got the added element of tanking and things like that. I think
it's turned into a show.
It's more of a show and less of a competition. And I think that takes away from that competition that people really are tuning in for. One of the biggest wins this year for the NBA was the All-Star game. Remember, we were both skeptical that anybody was going to watch. Well, they did watch, and they had the new structure with 3 different teams playing around robin, and there was great competition.
Yeah.
Great competition. And so I think figure out how to get more great competition, whether it is different incentives for teams to stay in longer and players to stay in longer, or more fines. If you can't have half the league not playing their starters.
Yeah. I also think it turned into like I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say, but I know how to say the opposite. Like, they're not winning by as much as they could.
Right.
Like, okay, I'm ahead. We're comfortable. We got a lead. It's fine. It's not like, okay, let's beat them by 50 points.
Right.
Who cares?
Right.
It's not that.
Yeah.
And that helps because it can be a good game if the scores are close.
Right.
But it can be a good game if the scores are really, really far.
Right.
But you have to make it a good game.
Yeah.
And they're not doing that.
Right.
It's just like, comfortable lead. Okay, we're winning. Okay, we're losing. That's fine. We want to lose.
Yeah.
Better draw.
Yeah.
Like,
that's just not good.
It's not a good look, and it's not sustainable. So, yeah.
I agree. I think the NHL structurally is in a much healthier place, and if they can continue to promote some of their young stars,
the biggest thing I think is just driving it to the younger audience. Like, keep driving it to the younger audience, because you have people that really like hockey, that are middle-aged people, that are older people that have been watching it for years. But if you can appeal to the younger audience who maybe their parents don't do that, make it cool, make it fun, they're going to keep growing.
Agreed.
They just haven't hit that younger audience. Like, obviously they're still having growth, but hasn't quite gotten there
yet. Hit that tipping point, yeah.
Yeah, like it could still shift a little bit.
Yep.
Like, they just need a little something needs to go viral.
Listen, I think
hate to say it
there you
like that.
go.
Something needs to go viral, then people will watch
Yeah.
it. And they still have the people watching. They just need it to
and increasing a lot.
Yeah.
So I think it's good. I think it's good. Excited for the playoffs because frankly, for both leagues, the playoffs are exciting.
Yeah.
Because that is when the competition ramps up for the NHL, which is already there. But that's when the competition ramps up for the NBA too. So some exciting games on the horizon. Yes. Speaking of that, who's going to win?
So for NBA, I picked the Celtics versus the Thunder, with the Celtics winning.
Okay.
I think the Thunder are going to get there because they have a younger roster.
Yep.
And they're very explosive in their playing style.
Yep.
But I think the Celtics will win because they have more experience, and I think they're a little bit more physical.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. I'm going with Oklahoma City to get back there again, second year in a row, right? They won it last year. Had the number 1 defense in the league. SGA is back. Averaged over 31 points a game this season.
Good.
So coming off of his MVP year last year. And I think they're going to play the Detroit Pistons this year. They're the number 1 seed, finishing up the year 60-22. They have home court advantage throughout the Eastern Conference playoffs. They finished with a 31-9 record at home during the regular season. And I think the Pistons represent the East. And then I think in the head-to-head in the finals, I think the Pistons take it all. That's my pick. Yep.
NHL?
I'm going with the Lightning again in the East. Kind of crazy, man. They just keep coming back. And they didn't have a great start to the year either. It's their 9th consecutive postseason berth, which is the longest active streak in the NHL. They've got great defense out of Vasilevsky in goal. Nikita Kucherov on offense is outstanding, playing MVP level, leading the team with 121 total points, which is awesome. So I think Tampa in the East, and I think the Colorado Avalanche in the West. They clinched the President's Trophy this year, which means that they were officially the best team during the regular season. So I think they're going to play in the finals, and I think Tampa comes back to win the cup. You?
Honestly, I agree with everything.
Yeah, okay.
I really hope that Tampa wins. I want them to win.
And side note, those pesky Florida Panthers will be watching at home this year. They did not make the playoffs after winning the last 2 in a row.
Yeah. Sucks for them, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sad. Although, one of the things that Tampa needs to be careful about, I think, when Tampa and the Panthers played, and obviously it's an intense rivalry for a few different reasons, but we know how physical the Panthers are. And I think it's kind of rubbed off on Tampa a little bit. But Tampa isn't necessarily built for that kind of game. So I think going into...
They need to be careful on how they use it.
Yeah. And not lean into it too much. Yeah. Use the speed.
Use it when they need to.
Use the physical when they need to, but use the speed. And I think the cup is theirs. Yeah. So those are our predictions. Lock them in.
Yep.
Lock them in. You want to bet anything?
No. I'm not a bettor.
I think you're better. I think you're better than almost everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next week is the NFL draft.
Yes.
Is your story going to be about the draft? Because my story is going to be about the draft.
Well, then my story isn't going to be that.
Why? There's so many different angles.
Because I want to be different.
You are different. You're special.
Oh, thanks.
And better.
Thanks. You're just making fun of me right now.
No. And before that, a little cruisy cruise.
Cruisy cruise.
You ready?
Yes, I'm so excited.
Me too. Off to the Bahamas. But excited to watch some of the playoff games. We can watch it at Sports Bar.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Do that.
I'll meet you there. And then, prep for the NFL draft. Yes. Exciting. All right. You want to take us home?
Yes. Make sure to follow on Instagram, Threads, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Like, comment. Give us your feedback. We love to hear it. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.